When Xabi Alonso walked back into the Santiago Bernabéu this summer, he brought more than a fresh tactical blueprint. He brought a rulebook for the dressing room. What's happening inside Real Madrid isn't a transfer, a press conference or a training drill. It's a quiet but decisive cultural reset, and the first casualties of that reset are the informal power structures that had grown up around certain star pairings. For years, a cluster of Brazilian talents, Vinícius Jr., Rodrygo, Militao, and the new arrival Endrick had become a natural voice in the group, not because they sought leadership, but because their on-field importance gave them informal sway off it. Alonso's choice was blunt. Influence cannot be the byproduct of a few big performances. Influence must be earned by responsibility and aligned with a club-wide identity. So the new manager has begun to rebalance the room, nudging decision-making, public praise and day-to-day responsibilities toward a leadership core made up of seasoned Spanish pros and key French figures. Dani Carvajal has been given extra weight as captain. Marco Asensio's steady attitude is being amplified in meetings, and midfield figures like Eduardo Camavinga and Aurelien Tchouameni have been signalled as pillars of the new project. That recalibration is subtle by design. Alonso is not staging an on-camera showdown. He's changing the grammar of daily life. Training drills that emphasize defensive structure and collective pressing reward players who buy into the plan. Starting lists and rotations send messages about tactical trust, and off-the-record conversations reframe standards of behavior. Praise in public, who he singles out after a victory, who he frames as the example, becomes a form of soft power. To supporters used to seeing brilliance as the main currency, this feels like a hard lesson. Talent alone will no longer translate into backstage authority. Unsurprisingly, the move creates short-term friction. Stars who were once natural leaders must adjust to a reduced informal platform. Younger talents who look to certain teammates for cues must learn a reorganized chain of command. But Alonso's gamble carries a clear logic. Elite teams need a coherent spine when big decisions are made, intense moments of the Champions League or a tight title race. A divided room can be fatal. Alonso's read of history is simple and honest. Real Madrid's great sides mixed superstars with a stable hierarchy. He wants that template restored, and he is willing to accept some uncomfortable days as the price. Not everyone moves or rebels. A group of professionals, the neutrals, keeps their heads down and their performance up. Players like Jude Bellingham, David Alaba, Antonio Rudiger and goalkeeper Andre Lunin have made it clear they won't be pulled into power struggles. They measure themselves by output, not by locker room politics. That neutrality is valuable to Alonso because it provides a pressure valve. It also reveals a new social map where influence comes from consistent accountability rather than club internal cliques. The wider ramifications are immediate. Fans interpret every substitution, every captaincy gesture, every compliment from the coach as a sign of which way the balance is tilting. Social feeds light up within hours of a training snippet. The press hunts for leaks and lines. Within the squad, younger players watch closely. Some will see opportunity in a clearer structure. Others will feel squeezed if their natural allies are sidelined from informal decision-making. For the club's hierarchy, the aim is strategic. When trophies are the measure, a united locker room is not optional. Alonso's overhaul is intended to create a single voice at match time and a single set of expectations behind closed doors. This is not a purge in the melodramatic sense. No one is being ostracized on principle, but it is a deliberate redistribution of leadership. The test will be how fast the room can turn occasional tension into collective focus. If Alonso's gamble pays off, Real Madrid could regain the ruthless cohesion that makes them a perennial force in Europe. If it misfires, talented players might grow frustrated or feel misused, and the team could take time to find its best shape on the pitch. For now, the signs are unmistakable. The coach has chosen the path of order and hierarchy over informal charisma, and that choice will shape Real Madrid's season as surely as any transfer window decision. Watch the captain's words, watch who he calls the example, watch how lineups reflect trust. Those small signals will tell you whether Alonso's locker room coup becomes the foundation of a new disciplined era at the Bernabeu or the headline of a dressing room story that refuses to fall quiet.